Hello everyone and welcome to Smart Home Tech channel. Today we're gonna take a look at this interesting product, USB Type C to Type C 100 watt PD fast charging USB cable. Plus we're gonna take a look at another cable which is also lightning cable, and the best part of these cable is these are having the display attached to it, so you can see what's the wattage it's using to charge your device. Usually, I had in the past I had a lot of such cables plus a separate USB-C tester which does the same thing. But every time I charge, I like to get a better control in terms of see that which charger is better, which charger is working. And you must have, if you have not seen my best portable charger video where we did look into it, at that time I did not have this cable. So today we're going to take a look at this particular cable as well as what are the benefits of it and why nowadays if you're buying a new cable, I think this is the right cable to look into it. And if you're not looking for display cables, you may be missing something. So let's take a look at it. Here you can see Toocki Type C to Type C cable, 100 watt PD fast charging. You can basically charge MacBook, iPad, laptops, in general any USB-C devices up to 100 watt of charging. So pretty good. We're not gonna check the total 100 watt, but I can check up to 65 watt with my laptop, and we'll see how it works. So I have multiple chargers which we're gonna be using. Now this cable is 66 watt, 100 watt version is what I have. It's cost $5.50, but I actually paid about $3 for this product. So that was interesting. It was on a sale, so I bought it that time. So you probably wanna wait and buy it under the AliExpress My Choice things when it shows up. Sometimes it's very effective, and when I look at it, I really like the product. So I want to test it out. Now, you know that these are e-marker chips and all those things are there, but in the end, this product has not been tested for long. It's a very new product. I used it for a couple of days only. I'm liking so far, so we're going to take a look at both these cables. Now, let's look at the USB's Lightning version. As you can see here, this is 36 watt fast charger, so basically it can charge iPad to its maximum potential because you can't charge iPad more than 36 watt anyway. So this lightning cable will work, but the latest iPads are coming with USB-C, so the other cable is gonna does a better job. Right now, for the iPad part of thing, if you have the older iPad like 2016, 2017 version, or the newer iPad but non-USB-C ones, those you can charge, and that way it works well. Again, it shows the wattage here, as you can see. The only problem, as I found in my testing, is that it's very dim. So let's see if you can see the product and how it works. This is the USB part. You see that the product name is there, and this is where you see the LED display, a very small one. So the cable itself looks pretty good. I think it's going to last for some good time. Decent quality, look good so far. So let's connect some devices to it. So cable is connected, and now I'm gonna connect to 3 different chargers. As you can see, this is a 60 watt charger, this is a 20 watt charger, and then we have this inbuilt USB-C charger. So let's start with that one first. And I connected to the charger. You can see iPad is coming up, and you can see the wattage right away. It's showing around charging with 10 watt of power. This is an Anchor charging device. USB-C is supposed to be a power one, so it should be charging with more power, but it is what it is. So we can see it consistently charging in 10 watt, 9 watt, not a fast charging. So you can see this is probably not a good idea when you want to charge a device which can take up more power. So for an iPhone or something, probably 10 watt is okay. You can go up to 18 watt with a better charger. So let's connect to the second charger. This is the Anker one, and as you can see, the power is changing immediately. Anker 1 is a 20-watt charger, and this other full charging pack is also Anker. So this is another small charger from Anker, as you can see this one, and this is charging with 20 watt just fine. So that's the best part of it, consistent charging. I really like this small Anker puck charging devices. They are really good. Now let's see that if we connect to the 60-watt charger, what will happen. So we can see it immediately jumps to almost 35 watt of charging capability, and that's the max iPad can charge. And that's why we are seeing this particular device is taking that much charging point, right? Now it's possible that you can connect this particular cable to connect to a USB drive to transfer media and data. So that also we can do. But before we do that, let me show you. This is a power cable. This is the one we reviewed in another video, so you can take a look at my site, and I'll be posting a link in the video description for you to check. So this is a power 30,000 mAh power device. Now if I remove this cable and connect it to it, you can see how much power it's taking, and you can see it's again taking 36 watt of power. So iPad is charging with its full speed. Now this is a 65 watt max PD charger, and that's why it does a fantastic job. So on the road, best way to charge iPad when you don't want to worry about plugs and all that. It's going to charge iPad at least a couple of times before it's exhausted battery. So pretty good solution. There is another power solution we have. Another battery I have, which I typically use for iPad charging, so we can use that. So let me disconnect that. And this another one, Emoto. You saw that in the previous video. One thing I did notice, and I was incorrect in the last video, is that I thought it lose charge very fast. That's totally not the case. Must be some confusion when I was doing the testing. So it hold it charge really well, and right now I can see it's 47% is the charging for this. So let's connect the cable. This is supposed to charge. This is faster than that, so we can charge it to the 60 port. It has 2 USB, so it can charge with the 60 watt port, and you can see again full 36 watt of charging is going to iPad. Plus this is a 100 watt port, so if there is a laptop something you have which you can charge with 100 watt of power, and this particular power brick with 20,000 mAh power brick is a fantastic solution. Check would be to connect to the laptop, which can accept more power, and we can see that. And right now I've connected to the 60 watt charger to the laptop, and you can clearly see that it's charging at about 57-58 watt of charging power, and that's the beauty of it. Frankly, in the camera it's looking better, but otherwise this is pretty dim. If you're looking in the evening time with a little bit light, you can see the LED display is probably readable, but in the daytime it's not very readable. So that's something you might want to consider. But for the price, $3.50 I paid, this is pretty good cable so far, and I could see myself using it on a daily basis. So that adds on to it, and knowing what's the voltage in charge is used by the cable for every device, it's just helps a lot to make some of those things clear, which charging point is better. So consistently it's charging with that. Here is interesting part. Even though it's laptop and this is USB-C puck is only 20 watt of charging, still it can charge the laptop with 20 watt of charging. It's going to do a very slow charge, but say you want to charge laptop in the night, you connect it with even smaller power, still it will work. So that's one of the best benefits of USB-C, that it just works most of the time. So now let's try with another charging solution and see how that works. So while we know that our USB solutions, which I just love, they can do higher charging, this one has the full 65 watt of charging power. So let's see what kind of negotiation we see with USB-C and what's the consistent rate this USB charger can charge. So it took about a minute for device to figure out the charging negotiation, and now as we can see it's charging with almost 57 watts of power, which is pretty decent. This is what this battery pack promised for it, and as you can see the battery pack is also showing the power. It's almost 97% charge right now, so I will be able to charge the laptop pretty easily. So that's one. Now let's look at the other charging pack, which is supposed to charge it faster than this one. So this one has two ports. One is the 60 and one is 100. So let's put first into the 60 one. You can see it's 47 watt of charging. Let's see, what do we see? So right now 37 watt. Let's give it a few seconds. So about took 30 seconds, and this one is also charging. This is a 60 watt output. It is charging at almost 60 watts. So fantastic. In the long run, you get to see that how good your charging packs are, how good they are charging. That's another beauty of it. So let's try the 100 watt port. Let's see if it can charge this laptop faster than that. So it take about 30 seconds to figure out what's the charging optimal. It's gonna do it, and once it negotiates, it settles down on the charging, and now it's like just hit 60. And as you can see, that 60 is what it's kind of hitting, even with the 100 watt power. So the claim that this charger can charge with 100 watt, apparently not happening, not at least with the laptop. Maybe there's another device where it will work in some certain conditions, but it can safely charge at around 60-65 watt, which is very decent given the laptop. If you are charging on the laptop with 20,000 mAh, you can get probably one charge full out of it, and probably you'll be continue to work with it. So I think that's a pretty decent charging speed, even though the USB charger is not doing what it promised to do. Yet we can see the capability of the charger and how high it can go. So this is the lightning cable version for the same Toocki brand. Let's open it up. You can see it comes in simple packaging. It's not bad, but this is how it comes. So let's connect it. Now this is a USB version, not USB-C version. So that's the difference. As you saw, this turned out to be a USB version. So this is the link for that USB version. This is the one I showed before. Looks like it's more costlier than what I paid. I paid about $3. This is $6. Matter, but you can see it's only 12 watt of charging, not 36 watt. So that's something to be considered. And now let's take a look at product. So let's connect the cable, and you should be able to see how the charging starts. So far, just connecting cable did not do it. Let me reconnect the charge. Bad connection. So you can see immediately it moved to 7 watt of charging. It's negotiating. Probably very soon it should be able to charge with 12 watt of charging. Because this is iPhone 12 Pro, so it should be able to charge it very well. And now at this point, within a few seconds, negotiator is charging at 12 watt. So this is the max this cable is supposed to charge, which is doing just fine. We can test it with another power brick to test it out. Should be similar performance, but for testing sake, Let's see what power we can get out of it. So connecting to another brick doesn't seem to be getting the 12 watt of charge we are expecting. It's right now, this one power port is hitting around 5 watt of charging. Let's give it a few more seconds. And yes, after a few seconds, it hit 10 watt and it's staying around it. Now the interesting part is, first time when I connected it, it did not start charging. And that was an interesting bit, so I had to disconnect and connect it again, and then it started charging. So something to keep in mind. Many times it happens that we just connect the cable to the port and we think it's charging, but it's not. So things like that, when you can see how much power is going, can help you figure that out. Now let's connect to the other port, which has same 15 watt of power. Let's see how that works. You can see it's negotiating right now, and again it's close to 10 watt of charging power, same as the other port. So pretty decent, doing good job. But that means this Baseus charger did do a better job, and it's able to charge it. It's able to charge it with full 12 watt of power. So that's something good. Let's connect it again and reconfirm. So as you can see, with a normal USB port coming from a power brick, it's charging with around 5.6 watt of power. But if I connect to this higher 18 watt port, then we are able to charge it for about 10 watts of power, irrespective of the USB pack. Now this is the limitation of normal USB charging port. If you buy the USB-C to the Lightning port version, in that case it will be able to charge with almost 15 to 18 watt of charging power, which iPhone supports. So probably that's a better idea. With this, let's check out the data transfer capability. And as you can see that connecting to the computer, we can see the internal storage and all the photos and everything is visible. So the data connection also works fine. You can transfer files. I can copy a file from here and test on by putting it here, and the file transfer works just fine. So that way these cables does work, and even from the phone, as I can see that it's still charging. So even when I'm connecting to my laptop, it's charging, but a pretty small speed of 2.4 watts only. So that's something to be considered. It's not charging at a very fast speed, but still it's charging a bit from your desktop. So does the decent job. Not, I would say I won't buy this product again, but I would buy the USB-C to Lightning version. I think that would be a more suitable product. But as we know, next iPhone is coming up with USB-C port, so maybe the other cable is a better option. So with that, we should conclude. You saw two new type of cables coming in the market, especially with the display LED value of what's the wattage about it, and that's what I like about it. I think that's the best part of that product, and that's what the reason is that if you're buying new cables, that's what we should be focusing on. And look at the choice deals in AliExpress, and probably you can get a better one. Of course it takes 3 to 4 weeks for it to arrive, but if you buy it in the choice deals, then you'll be able to get it in probably 2 weeks or something. And I'm sure there's some version available on Amazon, but usually after a couple of months it's there on AliExpress. They probably test it out, and after that I start seeing things on Amazon about it. So far so good. The cables are working as expected, and please let me know if you have any questions about these cables or any concerns or anything you know about it. Feel free to share in the comments, and like the video and subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.